Good morning, Enid. It is the first day of summer. It's Thursday, June 21st. Thank you for joining us today. And we appreciate the opportunity to bring you the latest news, weather, sports here in Enid, Oklahoma. We are live streaming around the globe, and we want to say hello to all of our global friends that have been in Enid that are watching us. And also for your television viewers, we want to say thank you for joining us again for show number 175. So it's 7:30 on this Thursday morning. Very pleasant out, 67. Not bad for the first day of summer. This is Good Morning Enid. It is time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid. Thanks again for joining us today. As Steve said, it's the first day of summer, which I can't believe because it's been in the hundreds for like the past month and a half, I swear. But let's take a look at that local forecast.
Don't swear.
67 degrees currently. The winds aren't too bad, only 10 to 15 miles an hour to the northwestern side. It's going to get to a high of 91. That's definitely summer feeling. And a low tonight of 65. So I can definitely tell it's going to be summer, but hopefully it cools down the rest of the week.
It's officially summer.
Yeah, there goes summer. Beach time.
Yes, definitely. And if you are wondering what this weekend's weather looks like, it's actually not too scary. We're going down a little bit in temperature, so it's going to be mostly sunny, kind of cloudy this weekend, 89 and 92. So not too bad, actually, a great weekend. Saturday looks like a great day to just step out and do something. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't hit below 90 in a long time.
Yes, that's right. 89 is good enough for me, so that looks really good.
Well, it's 7:32 on this Thursday morning. As everyone said, first day of summer. Can't believe the year is more than half over. Are we past the midway point? I don't know.
We
Yes,
practically
no, maybe?
are.
How many days till Christmas?
4th of July will be like, we'll feel like we're in Christmas.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, because that's when they do the TV shows Christmas in July. Not that I'm a shopper or anything. Okay, at 7:32, let's look at some of the statewide temps here across the state in case that you're traveling around. And if you want to go all the way into the western part of the state, at Shattuck, you can see that they're at 67 degrees this morning. Everybody, what is that, Sepulpa? Is that, I'm trying to look at it, 68 degrees. The big city is Sepulpa over there on Route 66. So everybody's in the upper 60s, low 70s, so it's very pleasant. Again, for the first day of summer here in the state of Oklahoma. Excuse me. Well, thank you for joining us. We have a very special guest that'll be with us. The doctor's in the house, and we have a gentleman from St. Mary's Regional Medical Center join us here in a few moments, so thank you for joining us. Derek Silas, the bow tie guy, is on special assignment, and basically he's probably just sleeping in right now, but he took the Thursday off, and so I have the Oklahoma Minute. We all three may have the Oklahoma Minute here this morning. And it seems recently that the University of Oklahoma has been in the news a lot for this week. There was an article the other day that said the University of Oklahoma was losing around $36 million a year in expenses, and those expenses were outpacing some of the revenues. And that's according to the new president. Is it Jim? Is it Galagli? I don't know, maybe our special guest knows how to pronounce the new president's name. Well, still, Governor Bourne, President David Bourne is still at the university until, I think, July 1. So anyway, it said OU's losing some money. The OU Board of Regents decided to design a new softball stadium for the girls program. OU's Trey Young signs a big deal with the apparel maker Adidas, so congratulations to Trey. And sources say Governor Mary Fallin, if the House Bill 788 passes, 788, and that's next Tuesday, the 26th for the vote. If that passes, she will call a special session of the legislature. So we'll have to watch that, and we encourage everyone to vote next Tuesday in the primary. And then locally, there was going to be some intersection work at Cleveland and Garrett, as you can see on the screen. They were going to work on the signal lights, but however, that was postponed, excuse me, It was supposed to be today, but they're going to postpone that to another time. Let's move to some national sports here at 7:35 on this Thursday morning. World Cup is underway. If you're a big soccer fan, the World Cup's underway in Russia. They continue to have matches, and it goes all the way up to July 15, which is really incredible. I always thought the World Cup was a couple of weeks, but goes really for almost a month. NFL football, one of Sarah's favorite topics. Terrell Owens has been inducted into or selected to be in the National Football Hall of Fame. However, he has turned down the invitation to go, and that has created some controversy on, well, it's quite a prestigious award, but you're not even going to go to the ceremony. But anyway, that's kind of what T.O. is all about. He's always been kind of a controversial guy. And if you're a golf person, after the U.S. Open last week, the Travelers is this week up in Connecticut, and then I think the British Open comes up in July. So golf for the professional golfers are well underway. And of course, here on this first day of summer, June 21st, NBA draft is tonight. I think it gets underway around 7 o'clock Central Time. And the Phoenix Suns have the first #1 pick. Trae Young is expected to go in the first top 10 picks. Trae, again, from the University of Oklahoma. The Thunder have 2 picks in the second round. So they're not even playing in the first round part. So we'll see how that goes. And for our trivia segment this morning, in the town of Beaver, Oklahoma, out in the Panhandle, Beaver claims to be the cow chip throwing capital of the world. There is a World Championship cow chip throw there each April. Everybody know what a cow chip is? Sarah? No?
No.
We'll discuss off the air what a cow chip is. And then finally, this day in history, we go back way 1965, and I doubt if you two young ladies remember that year, but the Byrds, there we go, you can hear it in the background.
I do recognize the song.
Yeah.
Very good, Penn. Thank you for doing that. Dane and everyone. June 21st, 1965, the Byrds' debut album, Mr. Tambourine Man, was released, and that was the beginning of the folk rock era in music. David Crosby of Crosby, Stills, and Nash was part of the Byrds and some other individuals. So that was the very long Oklahoma Minute. So, with all that. So, okay, I'm going to rest for a while, Sarah. I think you're up.
Very good, Steve. Thank you for all that information. We definitely want to hear from you if you're watching us today. So please email us any questions, comments, anything, any pictures, anything you would like to share with us at gme@enid.org. We would love to share them here on the show. We do have a picture this morning. And this is from, as you can see, it's our Mayor Bill Shuey. He was named Citizen of the Year, and this is with his wife. Well, she's holding the award.
Right.
So there's the award for you
This
guys.
was Tuesday night at the City Commission meeting. The councilors took a couple minutes to recognize the mayor and Jana. So it's a great shot. Congratulations to both of them.
Yes.
They've been married 56 years.
Congrats on that, too.
Yeah, congrats on that,
Yes, definitely. And for those of you looking to have something to do this, a great first summer weekend here is Erin with what's happening.
Thanks, Sarah. Well, starting us off is Spirited Prohibition in America. It actually started on June 16th, but it's running until August 11th. It's over at the Cherokee Strip Regional Heritage Center, which is open Tuesday through Saturday at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you want to check out this traveling exhibit about the Prohibition age around 1919 through 1933, when the 18th Amendment was in effect, it has all this kind of fluid history about laws, outlaws, gangsters, organized crime, and everything about the Roaring '20s. So definitely go check that out. And the cost is $6 for adults, $4 for seniors, $3 for students, and if you have a military ID, it's free to go in there. Mm-hmm. And then after that, since it is going to be a really beautiful night, or I guess a beautiful weekend, as Sarah said, there's Shakespeare in the Park, Romeo and Juliet. That runs Friday through Sunday at 8 p.m. each night at Government Springs Park. This is the 24th year in a row that Gaslight Theater is performing Shakespeare in the Park. So it's been running for a while. This year it's Romeo and Juliet, one of Shakespeare's classics. It was published back in 1597, and it's one of his most popular in his lifetime. It's free to the public, so bring a picnic dinner, blanket, chairs, and watch the Gaslight Theater performance of Romeo and Juliet. And finally, on Saturday, the Woodring Regional Airport Breakfast Fly-In starts at 8 a.m. and runs until 10 a.m. It's $7 all-you-can-eat buffet by Barnstormers Restaurant. It's over at Woodring Regional Airport, and there are fly-in aircrafts and static displays for you to go look at. Pilots are going to fly in and have breakfast, so you're going to meet some of the pilots. And they are doing poker runs and spot landing contests, so if you want to go check out a bunch of cool planes and see some pilots, definitely go check out this at Woodring Regional Airport. And that's what's happening this weekend.
Sounds like fun.
It does. Very good. Thank you for that information, Erin. I really like the Saturday plan, at least the morning part. So definitely something to do. If you have not heard of the amazing lunch bunch program that the library is having, we definitely want to give you that information this morning. So here's a little clip to talk to you about that.
Every day this summer, children will be playing right here at Champion Park.
And we want them to be part of Lunch Bunch.
That's right. Enid Public Library is teaming with the Parks and Recreation Department and Loaves and Fishes to provide free lunches for kids every day right here at Champion Park.
Every Monday through Friday, we'll be serving free lunches here, July 2nd through August the 10th. And on July 4th, we won't be here. We'll be serving watermelon slices free for everyone at Meadow Lake Park with the city.
The Lunch Bunch will be meeting at Champion Park on 10th and Chestnut every day from 11 to 1. We'll be serving a free lunch, having fun activities, and then having a snack.
Come and join the Lunch Bunch.
And we're back. Good morning, Enid. It's 7:41. We're holding steady around 67 degrees. Very pleasant outside. You kind of hear the birds sing. It's kind of cool out. And we have a north wind. For our friends out of Vance that watch the show, the winds are from the northwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. That'll help keep the temperatures down. And we're working our way up to 91 degrees. So, well, thank you for joining us. Our very special guest this morning, because June has been designated as Men's Health Month, we have Dr. Michael Pontious. Doctor, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Dr. Pontious is from St. Mary's Regional Medical Center. Before Sarah grills you with these very difficult questions here, tell us a little bit. Your role at St. Mary's is what, Dr. Pontious?
Actually, I'm the CMO,
Okay.
which is the Chief Medical Officer, and I have no friends. The administration doesn't trust me because I'm a doc, and the doctors don't trust me because I'm an administrator. So
Makes sense.
It's sort of no man's land, and I've been doing that for about the last 3 years.
And there was some special connection to Enid that you were sharing real quick about your dad and the story you had. Take us back in history real quick.
My dad worked for Montgomery Wards, and we were talking about parades around the square. And one of my childhood memories was remembering upstairs on that corner of the northeast corner of the square, up there watching the parade. It was a bird's eye view as you watched either Tri-State or the Cherokee Strip back in that day.
Okay. Very good. We're glad that you're with us. Thank you.
For those out there this morning that are eager to hear about this topic, why is it important to designate a particular month during the year to focus on men's health?
Well, I think the issue with we have a month for everything. Breast cancer awareness is in October, I believe. And so I guess men were getting jealous. I'm not sure. And so it's
about
just
equality.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's about I think having a month dedicated to it is a way to sort of get us to remind us once a year to maybe focus on these kind of things. Men are not very good about going to the doctor. Men are not very good about eating appropriate foods. Mm-hmm. Men also, compared to women, take a lot more risks. And so when you start thinking about this from a medical point of view, you really do need to try to figure out a way that you can get their attention and get them to focus on things that would be appropriate at helping them with their health.
Well, you already touched on one of my last questions. What's going to be on why men hesitant to go see the doctor, but we'll revisit that in just a moment. Thank you for painting this doom and gloom picture for men, but for gentlemen that are over 50 and they may be off their way to the office and to work and so forth, but the spouses or kids are home watching the show, and they say, well, what exercises would be good for Dad? I know he works hard, or maybe he has a desk job, but if you're 50 and over, is there any so-called medical recommendation for exercises for men?
Well, basically, the recommendation is to move.
Okay.
You know, as our societies get more sedentary, we look at computer screens, we sit at desks, we push paper. As society has gotten more sedentary, we see a subsequent rise in cardiovascular disease and obesity, and all of this has to do with movement. And so my answer to you, Steve, is any kind of movement is a good deal. If you, you know, with the weather, I tell people not to go out and try to do this when it's 101. Sure. But getting up in the morning and walking of an evening after it cools down a little bit is the simplest way to take care of the exercise piece of this. Does it have to be excessive? No. Studies have shown 15 to 30 minutes a day are plenty, but you just need to be moving. Now, if you want to spend your money and get a membership at one of the fitness places or the Y, there are lots of opportunities, because I think exercise gets to be boring, and I think that's one of the things that people sort of push back and say, I don't want to do that any longer.
Especially a treadmill.
Yeah. If you're going to put me on a treadmill, I want to have a video screen up there that takes me down rolling hills and around curves and corners and things like that.
We know that checkups are very important because it helps detect a lot of problems. Do you, what checkups do you recommend for men to undergo?
Well, let's limit the question, if we can, to past the age of 50, because I think at 50 there are some things that start happening to the physical body that we probably need to start paying attention to. And in men, prostate cancer would probably be the thing I think is on everybody's agenda. And once I say that word cancer, everybody panics about that. There are lots of things that we can do in terms of treatments and screening and that sort of thing that tend to make it not as scary a thing as it was in the past. I think the other issues are cardiovascular disease. Colon cancer is, I think, one that also at age 50 needs to start being screened for. And then the simple things like cholesterol. You know, we live in a sedentary society, and so obesity and diabetes are the other things that need to be screened for starting at the age of 50. You know, our insurance industry in the past has not always paid very well for prevention type things, but both Medicare and private insurance now are paying for prevention. And so going in and talking with the doc, the nurse practitioner, the PA, about health issues from just a prevention point of view is more the norm than it has been in the past.
Good morning, Enid. It's 7:49 on this first day of summer, Thursday, June 21st. Very special guest this morning is Dr. Michael Pontious from St. Mary's Regional Medical Center. I'm going to skip down the list on our questions here, Dr. Pontious. The St. Mary's, do they offer any classes or information? They hear what you're saying this morning, or the wife hears what they're saying this morning, said, you know, maybe we need some information, we need a flyer, a pamphlet, maybe a class to help us get back focused. So how does St. Mary's assist in what you're describing?
St. Mary's has a supportive system by which we have talks for the public on a rotational basis. I think the one that seems to work the best that I'll send patients to look is at the website. And if you'll just Google St. Mary's Regional Medical Center, and start looking on the website about some of the educational opportunities, it not only gives you some background information, but it also gives you links to other things that are out there.
And we want to make sure that everybody goes to that site. Sarah's got one more question for you, Dr. Pontious, before we move on to some other things on the program.
Yes. I'm very big on vitamins, and my husband's always making fun of me because he kind of is allergic to vitamins. I'm not sure. But what role do vitamins, what role do vitamins play in the life of men 50 and over?
Sarah, you're not going to like my answer.
For us Centrum Silver people, Dr. Pontious, you know.
I'll probably have to skip part of the interview when he's watching
this. This will probably be edited out, is the issue. We live in a society in which our foods are supplemented. Okay, I mean, you look at the nutritional content of most of the things that you and I use day in and day out, and they have nutritional augmentation or supplementation. So when, my opinion, when people start taking vitamins and that sort of thing, they're just adding to what is already there nutritionally. Are there anything that would help as a supplement for a man over the age of 50? And basically, as long as they're eating a regular diet, they're getting the things that they need. And this is rather crass, and you'll cringe when I say this, but we have the most expensive urine in the world. And it's because we spend all of our money on these vitamins. See, you're looking at me like, where is this going? But we have all of these vitamins, and we don't use them, so they just the body clears them. And so I'm going to go with the husband.
All right, well, good to know. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's learning this morning.
Well, my wife has made all this conversion in my life to go to vitamins, and now I'm hearing the opposite. So, well, at 7:52, we'll have more with Dr. Pontious in just a moment. Just a quick rundown here of the news and events that happened overnight. We'll take a snapshot here in the Oklahoma Minute. The University of Oklahoma has been in the news quite a bit here this week. The University of Oklahoma said that the incoming president said the university was losing $36 million a year, and so the expenses were outpacing the revenues. The Board of Regents decided to go with the new softball stadium. OU's Trey Young, our freshman basketball player, signs a deal with Adidas, the sports apparel. And Governor Fallon said she will call a special session of the Oklahoma legislature if House Bill 788 passes, medical marijuana issue. And then locally right here, the signal light work scheduled for today at the intersection of Cleveland and Garriott, that has been postponed. So you want to keep that in mind. If we could, at 7:53, we'll stop right there with the news. You want to go with the 3-day weather forecast as people are planning for their weekends?
Yes, definitely. If you missed the weather this morning, here it is again. It looks like it's going to be a nice, partly cloudy and sunny weekend. Temperatures are a little bit lower than what we've been seeing lately, so that's going to be a nice little break. So definitely a great weekend to plan to be out and about.
Very good. If you're able to stay with us at 8 o'clock this morning, I had the privilege of visiting with Chuck May. Chuck May is the communications media relations guy with AAA Oklahoma. Chuck comes up here a couple times a year, talk about winter driving, summer driving, and so that show's coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. So, okay, we need to go to your favorite segment, I believe.
Yes, we have two really pretty cats, Angela Cat and Veronica Cat, and here is Charlotte to introduce us to them.
Hi, good morning. Today we have Veronica Cat and Angela Cat, and both of these ladies are available. They are long hair and they're in pen 1. They're about 7 weeks old, and they're both looking for forever homes. This month is Adopt a Cat Month, so we have lots of cats and kittens that are looking for a new home. So come by and visit us and get your new best friend.
Thank you, Charlotte. Appreciate you and what everyone at Animal Control does for us. It's 7:55. The morning's going quick. And again, we're working our way up to 91 degrees for today. Sarah?
Yes, we do have. I have another question for you. St. Mary's Regional Medical Center was awarded in 2017 top workplaces as recognized by the Oklahoma newspaper. How did the hospital garner this award?
It's a employee survey that is administered to everyone that works there. And we're privileged to be one of the 80 in Oklahoma. I think we're, and this is across the board, 80 companies. And so I think there are less than 10 healthcare places that were awarded this. And they do it by surveying the employees to find out, are they happy with their work? Are they happy with the way that they're managed, the way that that the company that they work for treats them? And we're very, very privileged at Saints to have gotten this award.
Dr. Pontious, you touched on this when we started our interview here a few moments ago. There's a reluctancies in dad and men to go see the doctor. Have you figured out in 20 words or less why that's the case?
I think we're probably fairly bullheaded and
invincible, maybe.
Invincible, and we always worry. I think that the doc is going to tell us something we don't want to hear.
Yeah.
And
I think I fall into that category.
So it's terribly important to get in for that prevention visit and to talk with your doc about concerns you have and listen to them about opportunities that you have to improve your life and your lifestyle. So,
as we close out our visit this morning, men may be reluctant to go see the doctor or get tests and the checkups that you recommended at 50 and over and so forth. But it's I guess it's more than about men's health, because if the dad doesn't take care of himself, it impacts the family.
Entirely. Basically, it's I look at it as from a male perspective that it's my responsibility. If I don't take care of myself, then I can't really take care of anybody else. And so we're not used to thinking that way.
But we have a minute to go on our show this morning. We appreciate you being with us here on Good Morning Enid. Sarah, we got a minute. You got a final question for Dr. Pontious? I hate to put you on the spot, but
I don't really.
You want to ask a question on behalf of your husband?
I think he got the answers he wanted, so I think we're good.
When it comes to men's health, Dr. Pontious, is there anything that we haven't touched on today that you just wanted to share just real briefly for us?
It's all about just getting there and sitting down with your medical provider and having that conversation, and they'll relish the opportunity. Usually, the guy is brought in by his ear with the wife pulling him into that, and it's not always the best learning environment. So don't be scared of us. We're not going to do anything.
All right. Dr. Pontious, thank you so much. We got to go. It's a quick morning. Thank you so much. June is Men's Health Month. Sarah, thank you. Have a good day. Have a good Thursday. First day of summer.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you.